Buddy, we are in the U-Haul with the puppy dogs. We was able to get the U-Haul. The guy was super nice about it. Like, he didn't even question my payment or anything. He didn't give me a hard way to go about it. We actually had a little opportunity to have a little bit of a conversation, and I was able to present myself in a certain way, to where I think it was a little bit easier. I think one of the best things that we can do when we're out and about in just everyday life is presenting ourselves a certain way. Presenting ourselves in a way that we are ultimately, inevitably in their graces, so to speak. We had a little conversation. He was having trouble with a vehicle. He had a little shop or whatever along with the U-Haul, and he's having an issue with a part, and we kind of had a heartfelt and heart-to-heart conversation, and it worked out really well. It was really nice. And so we are going to get on the road. We've got a quarter of a tank, almost a full tank. I should be able to make some good distance, but with these U-Hauls, they have a governor on there, so you can only go so fast. And plus, the fuel mileage and stuff, we're going to have to see how that holds up. This is a newer piece of equipment here, so I want to try to take care of it. I don't want to burn it up. We do have this for a couple days, so I might use that to my advantage. I don't know how far we'll make it, just because we do have the dogs, so we have to acclimate enough stops so they're not getting too wore out. I'm hoping that the floor does not get too hot for Bonnie and the dogs. I've seen that happen before, where the floor will get really hot, so if that's the case, I will have to stop and get that cooled down, and maybe even put something down for her so it isn't too hot. We got a good air conditioner, good radio. We're going to do like Willie said and get on the road again. I really appreciate everybody that has supported us and reached out to us with a positive encouragement. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, share, subscribe. I am doing multiple videos here throughout the day in our journey, and I will post it later this evening. If you're watching this now, it's this evening. I love you all, and stay tuned. Keep watching. There's a new clip coming up right here. These roads we're on are just absolutely horrendous. I mean, look at, I guess they're about to come through and redo the roads, but I mean, this stuff is really bumpy out here. Very difficult to, maneuver, because I don't know whether I stay on this patch here or if I get off of it. It's all bumpy. And this is just not the road conditions that you like to see when you're doing stuff like this. We're on the road. We traveled for about an hour or so. Dogs started getting restless, so we wanted to give them a little break. Are you gonna drive the U-Haul? Bonnie girl gonna drive the U-Haul, huh? Is you gonna drive that U-Haul? I lay in the middle and you drive it, huh? Is that what you wanna do? We're just fueling up here, getting some gas in here, some petrol. Bonnie's enjoying the ride. I think she likes that driver's seat, huh? You gonna drive to the truck? All right, everybody. So we are on the road because of the situation we're under. Most of you all know we can't really be too descriptive on where we're going, what we're doing, and how far we are actually traveling, and the plans. We have stopped and fueled up. If you're not familiar with like U-Haul, when you rent it, you're allotted so many miles, and then like after the miles that you're allotted, you go over, it's like $1 a mile, plus whatever amount of gas that was in the tank when you rented it, you have to return it with that amount of gas in it. I've had to stop twice to get gas, and I didn't really have to, but I wanted to make sure that I was around a half a tank, because it takes more to fill it up if it's lower than a half a tank. Correct me if I'm wrong. The dogs have been fine. We've let them out multiple times. Like, we've had to stop more for them than actually fueling up and stuff. And of course, the missus having to use the bathroom every 5 minutes. Just kidding. Dirty looks. Anyway, we are hopefully going to be able to get there and get somewhat settled. I don't know how far we'll make it tonight. May end up having to sleep in the box truck. I don't know. This is all kind of, playing out the way we need it to. The only thing that kind of bothers me is that, we are going to an unknown location. Like, we don't know the area. We don't know this. We don't know that. So, as we're traveling, I'm hoping that I can get there before dark, which I don't think is going to happen. But I think really it's going to be tomorrow morning before we actually get to where we're going. With us being in the situation we are, it's kind of like, we're like, you see anything familiar? You see anybody familiar? Just because we were outed, and if somebody, put a tail on us or whatever, they could be following us right now, which is kind of, in the back of my mind. And, you can say I'm paranoid or whatever, but this is real stuff. There's people actively talking and wanting to swat me, which basically means that they call the police and make whatever, and then the police have to show up. If they could say whatever, it doesn't really matter what they say, and they can just show up. So hopefully things will work out. We had to stop and get a little bite to eat when we fueled up. So I'm hoping that all this works out. I'm hoping that I don't go over my miles and have to pay, $1 a mile for that. We've made good time, but with the governor on the U-Haul traffic, we actually hit a little bit of a detour because of road work, and obviously, getting behind vehicles that are going slow and turning, and all the elements of traveling. Everybody knows how it is when you're traveling, and it can be difficult. I apologize for the camera view and the sun peeking in here. I'm wanting everybody to know that we are okay. We're safe. It's going to be rough night here because we are traveling, like we said. These seats are straight up and down. There's no leaning them back. We're both complaining about our backs hurting. And of course the dogs get restless from time to time, but that's okay. They kind of get it. Bonnie's down here laying down in her little spot, and Chico's up underneath the seat. We really appreciate everybody help and support and guide us and lead us and giving encouragement and positivity. We are on the move. We've got some miles ahead of us still. So I really appreciate it. I'm not able to get into comments right now because I'm driving. It's kind of difficult because we got to have the GPS and different turns and stuff. You know how that is. So I will keep you all posted. Hopefully, I'm going to plan on maybe once we kind of get where we're at and maybe settled, maybe do a late night live if I can. I'm not promising that, but if I can, maybe do a late live. If not, I will pump out a video first thing in the morning, kind of let you know how everything went. I love you all. I really appreciate everything. I'll keep you posted. And once again, keep us in your prayers as we're traveling, okay? I love you all. See you later.